So I'm going to show you what you need to do to upgrade the storage on your PS5 console. You can do this all yourself. It's not hard at all. And I have the iDSONIX Gameblaze Pro 1TB SSD. Now they were kind enough to send this over for review, but that's the drive that we're going to be using to upgrade the storage on my PS5 console. Now we're going to walk through an unboxing. I'm going to do a series of tests on the drive both in my PC and in the PS5, and then I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to use this, whether you want to install drives directly to it moving forward, or if you'd rather just move all of the data off of your internal drive to this drive and then continue to install games on your internal drive. Now, spoiler alert, this drive is going to be faster than the internal SSD on your PS5. But without further ado, let's hop into the unboxing. Taking a look at the packaging, I'm going to go ahead and flip this over for you so you can look at some of the specifications. Now feel free to pause this if you want to get a closer look. I did put some of this information on an infographic that we will go over a little bit later. And once we get this thing opened up, you will see that we are greeted with the SSD itself, a user manual, a Phillips screwdriver, and a screw for installation. Now, taking a closer look at the drive, it does have a very nice build on this. So it comes with an all aluminum heatsink. It is pre-installed. It looks very nice. It feels like a premium product. Now this is a plug-and-play solution, and I really do like how they use screws here instead of clips. Now some companies like to cheap out and they'll use like a metal or a plastic clip to hold the heatsink on, which is fine in the short term, but with prolonged use from heating and cooling, you typically find that the clips will break. And with this being inside of your PS5 console, that's not something that you would actually see. Now, taking a closer look, you will be able to see the actual thermal pad here that is installed in the drive. And overall, like I said, this looks like a really quality product, and I'm excited to go ahead and test this out. Now, going over some of the specs, this is their 1TB model. Now, they do use triple level cell NANDs on this instead of using a quad level, which is good. That's the same thing that Samsung uses on all of their NVMEs. It is rated at 7,450 megabytes per second for the read speed. And I did want to reiterate that this is a plug-and-play solution for your PS5, so you don't need to do anything. We're just going to pop it in and you should be good to go. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just take the iDSONIX drive, I'm going to throw it over here on my test bench, and I just want to see what kind of read-write speeds we get on the PC. Just so we have a baseline, so we have some sort of expectation once we put this in the PS5 and we can compare the results. So I just got this installed in my test bench, and now I'm going to boot into Windows 11, and I want to start off just doing a speed test using Crystal Disk Mark. But because this is a brand new NVMe, it's not detected by my system. So you'll see here, there is no iDSONIX drive at all. So what we need to do is actually go into Disk Management, which you can get to by right-clicking on the Windows icon on the start bar. And then from there, we're just going to initialize the disk, and then we're going to format it into NTFS so that the computer can actually see it. Now, you don't really necessarily need to do this because I'm just doing this for testing purposes. For all of you, if you just want to worry about putting it in your PS5, you can go ahead and skip ahead to the video to where we actually install it, because the PS5 is going to format the drive anyway, and it's going to set it all up for you. So this is just for me, just because I'm curious to see what kind of read-write speeds we're actually getting on the drive. For this, I'm just going to name it iDSONIX for the volume label so that we don't confuse it with anything. And now that we have everything formatted and it's recognized, we're going to go back into our file manager and just verify that we can see it. And you'll see here that we do have drive E. It is listed as iDSONIX. So from here, we can go ahead and we can start some of our testing. So I'm going to start the test off with Blackmagic Speed Test. And then from there, we'll switch over to Crystal Disk Mark. Now, I'm not going to talk during all of this. So I'm just going to let this play. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about the results here at the end. Now taking a look at this chart, you'll see that Crystal Disk Mark was indeed faster for both the read and the write speeds. On the read speed, it was approximately 859 megabytes per second faster, and on the write speed, it was approximately 159 megabytes per second faster. Okay, so now I want to test the actual real-world read-write speeds of the drive instead of just using a test application. So I have approximately 105 gigabyte test file, and it's just made up of a bunch of different files that I have that I've used for various projects, and I'm going to go ahead and drag that to the drive so that we can test the write speeds, and then I'm going to remove it from my desktop, and then I'm going to drag the folder back to my actual PC so we can test the read speeds. And I'm not going to talk during this, so we'll come back and we'll discuss the results at the end. Okay, so we just got done testing this out with Windows 11, and just cause, we're going to go ahead and boot into Linux real quick, and we'll see if we get different results. It's interesting to see here that the results are kind of varied. So our read speeds were significantly higher on Linux, but then they were just marginally slower for the write speed on Linux in comparison to Windows. I performed the exact same file transfer test in Linux that we did in Windows, and I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, but it was interesting to see that the results were almost identical. Even with the read-write speed differences between the two operating systems, when it comes down to real-world practicality, you can see that it was basically identical here. So now let's go ahead and get this thing installed in the PS5. Now I already have the case loose, but this is how I did it. I had all the ports on my right-hand side, and then I'm going to pull from the opposite side. So I'm going to lay this down flat so that the disk drive is on the top, and then in the back left-hand corner, like my left, I'm going to pull up slightly, and then I'm going to slide it down away from the machine, and that's what worked for me to get the cover to actually pop off. Now, the back of the cover looks like this, and it just has these little hooks that slide into these slots on the machine. And then we are going to be focusing on this slot right here at the bottom, kind of on the left-hand side. We need to take out one screw, and then we're going to pull that cover off, and that's where we're actually going to install the SSD. So to do that, I'm just going to use the provided Phillips screwdriver that we got with the drive, and then once we get the screw out and we remove this metal plate or the cover, that's going to give us access to the actual drive bay. And you will see here, once we get the cover off, that the PS5 actually supports all the way from a 2230, which is the smallest drive, up to a 110. Now we do need to take this black screw out here on the left hand side, and then we're going to take the riser out underneath it. I'm going to use a pair of tweezers to do that, and we're going to move it down to 80 because the iDSONIX Gameblaze Pro SSD is a 2280 drive. And then from there, all we need to do is install the drive. And so you're going to take the drive, and we're going to do it at a slight angle, and you're going to make sure that it just slides into the slot here until it clicks in place or feels like it's fully seated. From there, you just need to press down on the drive with a little bit of pressure, and then the back of the drive where you have that half circle cutout should line up perfectly with the screw hole. I'm going to reuse the screw that was in the PS5, but if you feel more comfortable using the screw that was provided with the drive, by all means you could do that as well. So now all we need to do is just secure the drive, and then from there we're going to reinstall the cover and put the screw back in the cover. Once you have that complete, you can go ahead and take that exterior panel, and remember it has these hooks to just slide into place, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that back on the PS5 console, and we're going to push in the opposite direction that we did to remove it, and it should just lock right in place. After you have everything put back together, you can go ahead and reconnect your console. Once you power it on, you'll be greeted with this screen here where it's asking you to format the SSD that we just installed. So I'm going to go ahead and hit format. It is a really quick process, and you'll see that at the end of the formatting, it actually gives you a read speed. And the read speed that we got on our PlayStation 5 console was 6,471 megabytes per second, which falls in line more with the speeds we were seeing on Windows 11 earlier. Now from here we can go ahead and just click OK. The console is going to go ahead and reboot, and you'll be able to log back into your account, and then from there I'll show you what you need to do to actually get this set up. Once you're logged into your PS5 console, we just need to head over to settings, which is going to be the gear icon on the top right hand side, and then we're going to go down to storage, and then from there you can see that the actual console storage that I have is almost full. And then if we go down one to the M.2 SSD storage, this is where you'll be able to see the actual iDSONIX drive, and you'll see it's completely free and it is recognized by the PS5 console. Now if you want to change your installation location so that we install all new games on the iDSONIX drive that we just installed, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here where it says installation location, and then for both PS5 and PS4 you're just going to change it from console storage to M.2 SSD storage. Now you could also just transfer everything to the iDSONIX drive and then just leave this to install on the console storage, but I will tell you the iDSONIX drive is faster than the internal console storage, and I will show you that here in just a little bit. Okay, so if you want to move all of your games or storage over to this new drive from the internal storage, you're going to go back up to console storage, and then on the right hand side you're going to go to games and apps. Then from there you're just going to select the game you want to move. So we're going to pick Horizon Forbidden West. It is 117.9 gig. Once we select that, we're going to select item to move. From there it's just going to confirm that we are moving it from the internal console storage to the M.2 storage here on the right hand side. And then all we need to do is select move there in the lower right hand corner. And then once we do that, we're going to get a confirmation that says, hey, are you sure you want to move this? And I'm going to say, yep, okay, we do. And then look at how fast this is, guys. So it's going to take literally like 30 seconds to move over 100 gig worth of data from the internal storage to this new external drive. It's that fast and it's amazing. And I'm going to show you how slow the internal PS5 storage is in comparison to this a little bit later when we move all of this data back. Like it's mind-blowing, and you don't really understand how slow the internal storage is on the PS5 until you actually see it in real time. So once that's done, you can see that the game is no longer listed in games and apps on our console storage. You'll see that we now have more free space. And if we look at the M.2 storage, you'll see that we have used 117 gig. The game is the only game loaded on the drive. And so now that we've confirmed that everything worked, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to the home screen, and we're just going to try and load the game. Now, I'm not going to speed this up at all, so you'll be able to see the real-time load times for the game. Now, take note, I am not an avid player of this game. I don't even know how to play this game. This is a game that my son plays, so just bear with me with all of that.
They must be in charge.
Stop right there! There's someone!
As you can see, everything loaded up and worked fine off of the iDSONIX Gameblaze Pro. And so now what I want to do is I'm just going to go back into that drive and I'm going to move Horizon Forbidden West from the iDSONIX Gameblaze Pro back to the PS5 internal storage. And I just want to show you that this is going to take an absurd amount of time in comparison to what it took to move it to the iDSONIX drive, just showing that the PS5 storage is drastically slower than the iDSONIX drive that we just installed. Now we're not going to sit here and wait for this to complete. I just wanted to show this to you. Now let's talk about whether or not this is actually any good. Now we haven't noticed any kind of lag or overheating with the drive. We've been playing games directly from the drive for the last couple of weeks. I felt that was easier than just moving everything on the internal storage and then continuing to install on the internal storage, because all you had to do was change those couple of settings that I showed you, as opposed to just moving everything, which takes a lot more time, and quite frankly, I'm just lazy. So that being said, overall, functionally, the drive has been completely fine for us, and I think this is going to be a really good way to upgrade the storage on your PS5. Not to mention you're getting better speeds, so you get faster load times, and that's just kind of like a bonus. Now, if I may have missed something, make sure you hit me up down in the comments. I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, I'm going to put a link down in the video description. But that's about all I have for this one, so if you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Until next time, peace.